Hi, welcome to the Android class. In the previous session, we have seen about the Hello World example. And now we'll discuss about another application called Traveler Assistant, which will be our main guiding application, which will develop with a various iteration, version 1, version 2, version 3. And on the way, we will understand various concepts of Android as well. So a brief idea about, a very brief idea about what is this Traveler Assistant project or application? Traveler Assistant application, it is a very simple application which is developed for helping the traveler going from one city to other city, one place to other place, and it has few components as well. So I would just talk very briefly about this one. So the way we will develop this traveler assistant application is that there will be a main screen. This will be your main screen, and then there will be expense screen. Activity is a screen, we'll talk about that. Expense activity is that wherever that traveler goes, he just enter the expense what he did, and at the end he can find out how much he has spent on the trip. So each item can be entered here, and this is the expense screen where the total of the screen will come. There will be also a map screen, activity, map activity, that is like a screen again. Everything which you see here in the blue is a screen except this guy. This is a service. So uh, this is a service, sorry. This is service. And this is a service activity. Service activity is an activity from where we are going to control is starting and stopping the service. So everything which you see in the blue is an activity or a screen which user will see in the application. So expense activity is the expense screen. So you launch this, and then you launch this one to enter the items, and then it will be added and shown in this screen. Map activity is that if the user goes from one place to other place and he wants to see what is the look, where he is, what are the nearby areas and the direction and map, he can see that. He want to check out the Wi-Fi availability in that area, he can do that as well. And then there is another screen I have put in especially for understanding the concept of intent. Although intent will be used all over the place, but there is a separate screen as well for understanding purpose. All the expenses will be putting it into a database, and that will also bring us the concept of understanding a database. What is database? How to use database? And the another concept is called preferences. That is the way to store the preferences in an XML file, a lightweight data set. And for that, we will create another screen called preference activity screen. And then we have another service created, which is called Android service. In addition to all of this, so we have activity, we have a database, we have a service, we have a preference, and we will also have a broadcast receiver. So this is another concept called broadcast. So using all of these components, we are going to develop a traveler assistant application for us, and we'll understand each one of them one by one. Okay, so let us start. What we are going to do is that we will start with uh, version 1 of the Traveler Assistant application. The concepts to cover is how to design activity using views and layouts, and we'll playing with the view and layout properties. We'll create the main screen of application and just figure out what are the views and layout mainly and what is the activity. So in Android, activity is nothing but a screen, like a screen developed in Java Swing or a screen developed using an HTML. So it is just one user interacting screen. So let us get into our Eclipse and see some of these things. So what I am going to do is that we are going to create a project called Traveler Assistant Project. And if you remember from the last Hello World, the way to create project is click this one and type the name Traveler Assistant and just add it to our for class project set, leave it as it is, click next and then select the platform Android 233 because that's the target for our project, and then say next and then give the name of the package of this class. So what we will do is that generally we start with com, give the organization name and some package name. So we'll give it as com.isaac.ta, Traveler Assistant. And by default it will create a screen called Traveler Assistant Activity. So we'll name it as Traveler Assistant Activity as the main screen. So the name is of the main screen will be Traveler Assistant Activity. Okay, so let us call it like this. So it should come here. If not, then we might have to just, this is a working set concept of Eclipse, so just let me add this one, Traveler Assistant, add here so that I can see it here. Okay, my Hello World is already developed. Now we are going to Traveler Assistant. So as usual, we'll have a source code here, we have this one, we have various resources here, these are values, these are layouts and all. Now let me just close this screen, everything. The first thing what I am going to do is that create a screen. By default it creates one screen which looks like this. But this is very simple, and here I will select 233 so that I can get an idea that how it will be looking on a 233. So this is a very simple blank screen, there is not much. But here there are a few things we need to understand. First is that this is the area where a screen will be done. And this is the complete widget which ADT plugin provides. And this is the area where various kinds of views like text view, large text view, medium, button, toggle button, checkbox, all those things are there. Text field, plain text field, password kind of email, phone, and all of this. So these are the various kinds of widgets and views which are available for us to design the screen. So what I do is that it is just a very simple drag and drop. Now what I'm going to do is that let us drop a button. So button has come. Now I want to drag a checkbox. So a checkbox has come. Okay. Now a text view. A text view has come. You see that what I'm doing? So what I'm doing is basically I'm dragging and dropping various controls and widgets on this screen. Now while you are doing all of this, behind the screen this plugin is generating an XML file. Here is the XML file. It generated an XML file for the checkbox, for the button, for the text view. Okay, so this text view was by default in the beginning. I added these three. So you have to be just careful. You don't have to worry about all of this. Most of the time what I do is that I design a screen using here, this one. Now when I put all of these things, another button, another toggle button, you might have noticed that everything it is putting is one line, and this is because we are having a layout called linear layout, and linear layout can be of two types, either horizontal or vertical, right? Now if I do it horizontal, then everything goes like this, and since one of them takes full path, you are not able to see it. So we'll put it like linear. So what are these things? These are views, and what is this? Is called layout. Now let me just explain you about views and layouts. What is view, what is layout through my slides, and then I will come back into this one. Okay, so this is the way we design the screen. So let us see what is views and what is layout.